Hello, everybody. We're finally speaking about Monkey. Yes, that's as big as it gets, honestly. It might seem like I'm joking, but I'm really not. Ever since I started this channel, something in my mind told me at some point you're going to do a video related to the IKEA monkey. And while this video isn't specifically about the IKEA monkey, it heavily involves it. Now, may I present to you my little buddy, my little brother in Christ, Punch. He is a baby monkey that was born in Ichikawa, Japan, and he was born at the zoo. But the interesting part about this is that he was raised by humans for 6 months. So think Tarzan, you know how Tarzan was kind of raised by monkeys, or well, sorry if I'm misanimalating the animals, I don't remember what they were. They were gorillas, I think. I think Tarzan was raised by gorillas. Well, that, but in bears. This monkey was raised by humans for 6 months due to his mother abandoning him. But Michi, wait, that doesn't make any sense. How can the mother abandon the baby? Like, she was there when he was born, and he was born at the zoo. It wasn't just in a jungle where she could have just went away, you know? The mother was at the zoo, then had a baby. You would think the employees at the zoo would make sure that she takes care of him, right? Well, kind of, but from what I understand, I am no expert in monkey behavior, but I researched a little bit. There are some rare instances like this one where the mother just kind of doesn't recognize the monkey as hers. So if the mother doesn't pick up or hug the child, that usually means it's rejected. She doesn't see it as hers. And you as an employee cannot really just grab the baby and put her in her arms, because then there is the very real risk that she will get aggressive and she will try to murder that child. So instead of forcing the mother to accept him, they just kind of take it by themselves and they raise him. But still, our friend Punch, the monkey, needs kind of like a mother figure. Enters the IKEA monkey. That's right, IKEA always saving the day. Here in Spanish speaking countries, we call the IKEA monkey Lupe. Sometimes. Why? I don't know. It's just a cool name. And while we have no confirmation that the IKEA monkey was given to him very early on, it is the most likely scenario. He needed a mother figure, his mother abandoned him, and he was born in July of 2025, and by January of 2026, he was put again with all the other monkeys. And we do see that when Punch is in a little bit of trouble, he goes immediately to the IKEA monkey, so it's very safe to say that it was its mother basically. And I guess part of why it went so viral is because it had the IKEA monkey, and it was just a pretty emotional picture, just seeing this monkey get bullied by other monkeys, and he just retrieves and hugs his little IKEA monkey. Who doesn't cry with that? That's where true men go to cry. Even your fucking abuelito, grandpa, that tells you stories about how he used to go to the kill with a machete and he killed Satan. He has hair on his chest, he goes to cantinas. Even him would get his heart softened by this whole scenario. You know, it's just a poor little baby getting bullied. And you would think, okay, everything was perfect, it doesn't matter. It kind of matters the fact that it was raised by humans for 6 months. And the reason why it matters is because he never really learned how to be a proper monkey in a proper monkey civilization. You see, the mother of monkeys are supposed to teach their sons or daughters how to behave in society. And therefore, Punch didn't really learn all of that. So when he got introduced into the monkey herd, it was kind of weird because he didn't know the social norms. He was getting too close to other monkeys, threatening their personal space. And so what they would do is sometimes smack him, grab him by the hair, and just start pulling him from side to side, which is very sad to see for humans, but in reality, that is normal monkey behavior, and they're teaching him how to behave. You see, the monkeys are not thinking, oh, Punch is so ugly, we're gonna exclude him. It's not really that. It's more like, this monkey doesn't know how to behave, he's coming too close to me or whatever, he's not understanding his place, because that's also a thing, right? We know that monkeys also have hierarchies. There's like the alpha Andrew Tate clavicular monkey, then you got regular adults, then you got the children, which are the lowest of the hierarchy. So that's the way monkeys socialize. I'm not saying that's the best, for a human, it feels bad. And I'm not saying it's perfect. I am not saying I like it. But monkeys are not trying to be bad just to be bad, they're following their instincts. Because also there was something really interesting that I saw on the internet, and it was that they were humanizing a lot the monkeys. And I did at first too. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I'm perfect. And I was like, yeah, no, it's just a monkey. Don't care. No, I also got sad. I was like, no, they cannot do this to this monkey. Please, somebody go slap them a little bit in the wrists. But then I saw a post where I don't know if this is true, but apparently the Japanese zoo was like, hey guys, don't worry. We know that this has become super viral. It's all over the world news. Punch is fine. This is expected, this is normal behavior because he was 6 months raised by humans. So he's gonna have a little bit of trouble getting accepted into the monkey society. But at the end of the day, he's going to get accepted, so don't worry about it. And people were like, do the Japanese not have hearts? Do they not feel bad for the monkey? And honestly, it's like, well, calm down, I'm sure a lot of Japanese people feel bad about it, but it's what needs to happen. Look, here is the comment. It's in Spanish, but I'm gonna say it in English. That's how the Japanese are. Cold. Yeah, can't believe it. Honestly, I don't even want to read the other ones. Oh yeah, well, tell the director of that Japanese zoo that he will not order me what to feel and how do I express it. He better go with his grandma and order her how to feel. Buddy, calm down. It wasn't even the director of the zoo, it was the zoo in general. And there are, of course, other ones that are kind of joking, like, well, yeah, I will get sad for the monkey. I don't care if they tell me not to. And that's, that's understandable. Oh, I like this comment actually. It says, what is not normal is having animals caged in the zoo. That's based. I always thought, what if we made zoos that don't actually have animals and they just have really interesting videos of animals? I understand the impact is not necessarily the same, but we just liberate every single animal. We don't have zoos with animals. I would actually support, I would put my buck where my mouth is. So you go to the zoo and instead of them having actual monkeys, they have like a big screen in the monkey area or whatever, just in whatever place. Stay with me, because when you are at the zoo and you see monkeys, it's like, well, most of the time they aren't doing anything particularly interesting. So if you don't have them, but rather have the screens, you could actually make it so that every single thing is really interesting. You can actually teach people about monkey behavior, about this type of things. You can put a situation like this where, okay, sometimes monkeys get rejected by their mothers, then they have to be raised by humans, then they have trouble getting back into society, but eventually they do. That's even more engaging. And honestly, I would actually pay gladly to see that. And honestly, this should be of the best interest of the zoo. They should at least run the experiment. The profit margins would be even bigger for the greedy zoo owners. Now you don't have to take care of a lot of animals. You don't gotta deal with every single little thing, the food, all the administration that goes into it. And I'm not saying you gotta get rid of every single zoo, they can still have one zoo per country. Imagine in the United States, they have like the best zoo ever where they're actually treated super well and you can go and see them if you want, but it would definitely be less animals, But yeah, I've seen some horrible cases about zoos, and sometimes when they close, they abandon animals. Like they abandon I don't know, I don't remember what it was. Well, they had either a dolphin or a killer whale, and they kind of abandoned it. And it was kind of like going in circles in its little pool, and it just died like that. It went crazy and it just never stopped making circles until it died. That is literally ridiculous. But okay, I got too carried away by this. But the good part about this whole Punch situation is that we can actually see the progress, because yes, it got introduced again in the monkey circles in January, of 2026, and you can see how people just reject him. They punch him, they push him, they pull him around. And that happens throughout all of January, early February. And in the middle of February, we can actually see that a monkey hugs him. Yay! Finally! That's exactly what Punch deserved all along. And overall, there are definitely more monkeys now that support Punch, and they're like, just accepting him in the circle. And it's so interesting how that happens, because it's not like all of a sudden a lot of monkeys were just fine with him, but rather they saw that this other monkey hugged Punch and they kind of started accepting it because that monkey did. From what I understand, in monkey societies, it works like that, where one ally can make you accepted by all the other members of the herd. So, I mean, he's not 100% accepted yet. We're in February 20 something, I don't know, 21. 21. Was that actually a meme? 21? Or am I just imagining it?
What's 9 plus 10?
21.
So we kind of accompanied this public development of Punch. We first saw the first phase, which was rejection. Then we saw redemption arc. He kind of learned the rules of the group. Now he's getting slowly but surely accepted, and you know, you love to see that. Maybe by the end of March or in April, he will be fully accepted. But it did took him a little bit to learn how to be a proper monkey. So if you really felt bad for Punch and you wanna support him, donate to me $1,000,000,000. Thank you very much. And yeah, honestly, I love this story. You know, it was emotional. I felt kind of bad when I saw Punch suffering, but then, you know, you understand that it's part of the process and he will get effectively accepted at the end of the day. I love that he had an IKEA monkey. I haven't gone to an IKEA in more than a year. I will definitely try to go in the next few months. I need some Swedish meatballs. I don't know what to tell you. You know, maybe I would like to go to Sweden one day. Should I? You guys think I could create good content in Sweden? Perhaps I would actually like to try the surströmming, that canned fish that they say smells like absolute shit. Well, I don't know if I would try it, but I at least would open it and see how strong it actually is. I mean, I'm curious. You know, I just wanted to speak a little bit about Punch. He's so beautiful. He's so baby. And that's about it. See ya.